And good evening, folks. Welcome back to UndercoverET. And folks, 1.5 days time, 3IATLAS. Hopefully we're going to have some answers. There's a strong possibility we're going to find out exactly what this thing is. And I'm going to show you, it's just a quick one today, but I'm going to show you a video from Michio Kaku and then just talk a little bit about what we could expect over the next few days. As always, like and subscribe to the channel. We do need your support. Support the public evidence. Support disclosure. Let's go. So we are on X, and Skywatch Signals posted this one yesterday. 3IATLAS. Dr. Michio Kaku. If it picks up extra energy, bingo. It means there's intelligent life that is guiding the motion of this object. And this is exactly what we want to find out, guys, right? We want to know if this is an intelligent life or if it's just a big ass comet slash asteroid slash whatever it is. It would be a comet, I guess, if it's spewing out gases and stuff like that. We're going to look into details, guys. But folks, this thing's meant to be what, 1 kilometer in size? They're estimating. That's like half a mile, just over half a mile in size, 0.6 of a mile. That's mental. That's seriously, that's a big object. That's from me to the tree line 7 times. That's quite a lot. That's quite a big object, guys. So I guess what I'm saying is we've got to take into account everything, and the size of this thing is unnatural. In terms of numbers, there shouldn't be many rocks out there, if any at all, at this size. According to scientists, they know what they know. Do they know everything? Absolutely not. And we'll pick up on that last bit there after the video. But let's listen to what Michio Kaku's got to say.
Right now, something is happening in our solar system that's sending scientists scrambling for explanations. The interstellar object NASA's been tracking, 3IATLAS, is roughly the size of Manhattan and has been displaying several unusual movements and features which kind of defy typical behavior of comets. It's even catching the attention of some military analysts. So what does this mean for all of us here on Earth? And what can this mysterious object tell us about what's outside our own solar system? Let's ask physics professor at the City College of New York, and he's a New York Times best-selling author of Quantum Supremacy, Michio Kaku. So this mystery object has been added to the International Asteroid Warning Network. That's the first interstellar object ever to make that list. So I got to ask you, what the heck is 3IATLAS, and why the clouds of mystery around it? NASA's like tight-lipped.
Well, there's a split in the astronomical community. The majority faction says, what's all the fuss about? I mean, it's just a rock from outer space, and it's going to come through our solar system for the first time and then come whizzing back out again. It's the third known object from outside our solar system, so what's the fuss? Another faction, however, says, now, wait a minute. Perhaps this is a visitor, an intelligent visitor from another solar system, and perhaps this week we could have a test of it. That's right. This week, it turns out that the asteroid or comet will be whizzing around our sun, and if it picks up extra energy on its flyby, that would clinch it. That means there's extraterrestrial intelligence involved. So watch for it. On October 30th, starting then, we're going to track it to see whether it gets an extra boost of energy. If so, it means we are being visited. Oh,
so, okay, if it's not a giant rock, and it could be a sign of life out there, something's got to be steering it, right?
That's right. And as it goes around the sun, there's something called the Oberth effect. The Oberth effect says that if you were to whip around the sun, you would pick up extra energy in the process. So we're going to watch for it. The energy in must equal the energy out, according to the ordinary theory. But if that's not true, if there's more energy going out than in, it means that there's energy boost coming from whipping around the sun, and that requires intelligence. And so that's one acid test that we can make. Watch for it. Starting this week, we're going to begin to monitor and see whether or not it picks up extra energy as it whips around the sun.
So it's Wednesday, right? October 29th, I think it goes the closest point to the sun. Is that right?
That's right. That's the perihelion.
Okay.
And at that point, if it picks up extra energy, That's outside the ordinary bounds of the conservation of energy. So watch for it. As it whips around the sun, if it picks up extra energy, bingo, it means there's intelligent life that is guiding the motion of this object.
So there you have it, guys. We're looking for an object to be slingshotting around the sun and producing more energy going out than it did going in. And if they can see that, then they can show that this thing is alien in tech, or it has some kind of technology to it which is propelling it forward. That's what Michio's trying to say there. So big week, big week. We're talking about Wednesday. Maybe the data will get out Thursday or Friday. Depends how, vigilant people are and how quick they are to get this information out there. We will see, guys. I can't imagine NASA will say anything. But what I will say is, so far, and actions always speak louder than words, folks. So far, they've shown us nothing really. While I'm recording this, they still haven't shown us anything. But with perihelion closest to the sun happening on Wednesday, they may drop a load of stuff today or tomorrow, guys. And if they do decide to delay it up until last point, that would only tell me one thing: why delay it otherwise? So without trying to scare anyone, they've kind of set this up to look like this. Okay, they've kind of set this up to look like a secret, to look like something they're hiding. And it's like Michio says, half the science community are completely divided. Well, it's more than half. A large portion of them are saying, look, it's just a comet. And that is the easy to go to answer, isn't it? It's just a comet, because every other object that's come past has been a comet. But on the flip side, there's other astronomers out there and astrophysicists saying, hang on a minute, we don't know if this is a comet. It looks very different, actually. It's not acting the same way all the other comets have previously. It's much larger and it's got a very strange trajectory as well. So we do have to take serious note, guys. That's a big ass bit of space up there. Massive, infinite amount of space. And I'm just not too sure. Honestly, I'm not too sure. I'm going to read you one article from Ashton Forbes now, and then I'm going to give you my opinion on that one. And please let me know all your thoughts on everything we're showing here in the comments. So I read this post from Ashton yesterday, and it says, the demand for aliens vastly exceeds the supply. I agree and I disagree with that statement. I'll let you know why. But let's carry on. To be flying around on space rocks, the aliens would have to be less technologically advanced than we are currently. Humans just won the Nobel Prize for macroscopic quantum tunneling. 3IATLAS is now low IQ physics slop. I'm not too sure I agree actually with any of what you just said there, Ashton. So let's start off with the first line. Demand for aliens vastly exceeds the supply. It does, and it doesn't. And the reason why I say that is because the supply in UFO material is vast. There are many people recording the skies and capturing UAP. It's not the same number as the people that want to see them. That's for sure. There are a lot more people out there that are in denial that want to see something, right? So you're right. The demand for aliens does vastly exceed the supply, but that could be changed quite easily. And when you say aliens, I'm talking UFOs. No one's supplying alien bodies or pictures. There aren't many of those flying around. So I think the whole world would love to see an alien, and there's probably only a handful of people that have got actual credible evidence of ETs and stuff that can actually show people should they be willing to. But that's kind of what I'm saying. When I say a handful, there's probably several thousand in the world that could. But several thousand in a world full of billions, folks, is not a lot. So there's that. Second line in, to be flying around on space rocks, the aliens would have to be less technologically advanced than we are currently. What? If you could get into a rock and fly it through space millions of miles, you are far more advanced than anyone on planet Earth, because we have to bloody manufacture a space rocket and hope it doesn't blow up in the atmosphere, and then we call leaving the atmosphere getting into space. I mean, that's how advanced we are, right? No, I have to disagree with that again, based on real research that we've been doing and others have been doing as well. Let's just take it word for word. To be flying around space rocks, to be flying around on space rocks, the aliens would have to be less technologically advanced, than we are currently. They are far more advanced, which is why they probably would look like they're flying around on space rocks. Humans just won the Nobel Prize for macroscopic quantum tunneling. 3IATLAS is now a low IQ physics slop. Look, no one in the universe gives a fuck about the Nobel Prize. No one cares. You know, you're now talking about a manufactured award. No one cares in the universe about the Nobel Prize, let me tell you. Maybe here on planet Earth, because it means something, right? But to the rest of the universe, the Nobel Prize is just atoms, mate. So, 3IATLAS being low IQ slop, I don't think so. I think it's an opportunity for scientists, astrophysicists to learn something, even if it's not technological. It's the largest object that's passed through our solar system, correct? Likely intact by the looks of it, because it doesn't seem to be breaking apart either. The trajectory of this thing, 1 in 500 or something like that. It's ridiculous, and it's the furthest known object that we've managed to track that's come through, and supposedly it's going to leave, right? So all I'm going to say, Ashton, on that whole post is, if this thing doesn't slow down or speed up, then you'll be fine come Wednesday. But if it does, you'll be eating your own words, wouldn't you? I'm saying that because no one really knows what this thing is. You know, I know that you're talking to the likes of Stephen Greer and people like that. And I know that Stephen does know stuff on this topic. He does. But he also talks some rubbish as well, talking about how talking about them UFOs over Washington DC, and he claims that they were there for him. Come off it, mate. Come off it. I'm not trying to say, Ashton, that you're now in Stephen Greer's category. I'm not putting you there. What I'm saying is you lack in research, and all these statements don't make much sense to me. Now look, if it's a big rock, guys, so be it. It's a big rock. It's still the first of its kind, coming through at a time where people are going to Congress to testify that they've got underground bases. They're working with ETs themselves. They've got technology. It's been going on for 70 plus years. Again, ties in with Stephen Greer. So it's not so far-fetched, you know, with all these things being said, to say, look, there's something coming through, and it might be technology that's coming through that doesn't even want to interact with us. It just wants to analyse what's going on in the universe, which is why it's picked the trajectory it's picked, so it can analyse every single planet. I mean, another thing as well that I want to pick up on, guys, is scientists are saying, and it's not just Ashton who's living in blissful ignorance here regarding these UAP sightings. Scientists are like, oh, well, it could let out probes, and you know, these probes could be searching the planet, and we need to know before they arrive. Folks, have you not been looking, not on my channel, but everyone's UAP captures over the past 7 or 8 years? They're real. They're already here. Everyone's worried about probes coming out of 3IATLAS when it goes behind the sun. What about the ones that are here? You know? The ones that are buzzing our helicopters and our aircraft. The ones that are tagging these birds as they fly past. The ones that are flying outside this window. The ones that are being captured by you guys, which I show week on week. What about them ones? What about the ones going out of the oceans? Coming out of the feckin' roads? Like, what about all of these UAP, right? So, whilst I respect the scientists, the astrophysicists, and I do respect Ashton Forbes, they're missing a lot of information. And a lot of the critical thinking isn't there because the information, the facts, aren't all there. And whether that be because of denial, disbelief, not been shown, not researched, I find that hard to believe, guys. I find it hard to believe that the likes of Michio Kaku, Ashton Forbes, and others have not researched what is really on Earth. I find it difficult, and if they have, why aren't they talking about it, guys? So, look, it's going to be an interesting week. I apologise now if you're bored of 3IATLAS, but it is going to keep coming up until we find out what's going on, and I'm going to try and keep you guys in the loop as best I can. So with that, please like, subscribe, hit the notification bell, guys. Make sure it's highlighted white and it's got a white tick on there. And please get your evidence into me, undercoveretuk@gmail.com. Get your evidence in, film the skies. Now more than ever, and please, if you're an astronomer, if you've got a telescope, you can actually look for this thing. And here are the coordinates. Let me know if this is correct, guys. So these are the dates of the flybys: perihelion, Venus flyby, Earth flyby, and Jupiter flyby. You can see here, guys, 1 day, 19 hours, 47 minutes until the perihelion of the Sun. If you are astronomers and you do want to track this, if you have a telescope and it's working out well for you, this is the information that you need. Right ascension, declination, magnitude, best viewing time, and required equipment: a large telescope. That's simply what you need, guys. Let me know if you do manage to find 3IATLAS. Send in your images if you can get them. Keep in the loop, guys. Keep in the loop. Hit the notification bell. You don't want to miss a thing, and we're going to be straight with you. If it's a rock, it's a rock. If it's something else, it's something else. And if someone is lying, we will also call that out as well, guys. So thank you so much. Take care. All the best. And I'll see you on the next one. Bye-bye for now.